All right. So based off what you see off these specifications, that's based off of Best Buy, that's based off of Sears, that's based off of Costco's, that's based off of Sam's, that's based off of HEB, that's based off of um a lot of good ornaments at the time. So, that's pretty much what we do as far as knowing more about a commercial property at the time. And, that's pretty much as you learn more about co-management and, what district management is and what inventory specialist does and what district coordinator do. And, it's pretty much as you learning more about, different obstacles of the occupation services and in private ownership details. So, that's pretty much where you're working with different serial numbers, different scan barcodes, different driving license numbers. That's pretty much just where you're working with your different analysis depending on how authorized you are, how authorized you could be, and being able to straighten up your data, your software data at that point. Being able to turn Jackson Hewitt into PFG or turning MoneyGram into Jackson Hewitt, and being able to transform your transition is pretty much what this occupation does at EcoHerb 747. As you find a certain brand of companies or a certain company of brands that does that. And with that being said, that's a city law, and that's a state law. So that's been here since 2006 of 2020 2024. So it's just been a new urbanized law in the states that we know of in several different counties. So that's pretty much where it's a known law of Treaty Compromise, Declaration of Independence, Articles of Confederation, Bill of Rights. It has its own form of private jurisdiction at that time. So it's just being able to notify the area and, being able to give it a complete contrast of what it is and what it could mean to this part of the situation at that time. So, other than it just being an objective or some type of description, this is more when you're putting that actual GameFly method together and, causing your own colony of common sense and commonwealth between each other. So, it's pretty much where you're using your intuitive acknowledgments to promote more for that good stuff. So that's pretty much where you're learning more of your stock trade and being able to know more about shares and stocks and sales at the time. So that's pretty much Derek's compassion towards stock and trade, and then mine's is shares and stock, as I like more goods and more different stuff than what we have already, since I'm more of a urban modern type of you know technology anyway. So that's pretty much just what I form in my specifications of diplomatic response at the time. So it's pretty much doing my job at my concentrated value of 1956 to 2056. And it's pretty much just working out a full 100 years of my value, and working with at least 656 Infinity sedans of 2012 to 2022. And it's pretty much as we work with more of the the X the That's more as we work with the local common sedan that we see in our area, whether it's two cars or one car at the time. So, that's pretty much where you're looking at least two different objectives that have, main points, whether they are, 385 midpoints or they are just three midpoints. So, it's pretty much where you looking at the difference between those and, using those statistics as a positive uh, weight gain as well. And, it's pretty much where you're using, not just, protein, but, you're using more of cholesterol, carbohydrates, and, using more to build health and, build the blood cells up. That's pretty much where you want to build the blood cells up and, be able to have a nice refined feel to your expectation. So, that's pretty much where you want to be able to have that infinity design and passion, be able to have that feel, that certain feel that comforts your area of design at the time. So, other than lax, rooms to go, and star furniture, you can use Ashley, or you can use um, um, or you can use um, Bassett. And, that's pretty much where Bassett is a nice furniture service itself. So, it's pretty much where you got to be able to have that nice impassioned classification. At least a senior in high school or a sophomore in college. So, that's at least working with at least $400,000 every year. So, it's pretty much as you learn more towards that inventory specialist or that digital or that district manager or that district coordinator, it's pretty much where you're working with those instances as that go as well. So, it's looking at, at least 97 for 441 different serial numbers for, different devices, different units, different items. That's pretty much as you're using more for your recommendations of your representatives. That's pretty much where you're using it for eco herb of enterprise Interscopes. And, that's pretty much where you're looking at more of the Charger, the Challenger, the Camaro, the Chrysler 300, the Grand Cherokee. You're looking at a good serial of at least 657 cars. So, that's pretty much where you're using, more of the prominent base colors of how to promote more for the shares and sales at the time. So, that's pretty much my point of time as I gain more common compounds to what I love for, my company, as far as knowing more about EcoLeaf mega platforms or Bill Worth Lot Industries and Enterprises. And, it's just being able to get that cylinder corporation for us, and, being able to work with either the cylinder or the octagon at the time. So, it's pretty much where you're working with a big wide base that's at least 8210, feet wide at the time. So, it's pretty much working with at least 8,000 cubic units of the time. So, it's just based off that rejuvenation that you have when you go to sleep, and, use your normal real estate property investments that cost at least 300,000 a month. So, it's pretty much where you just, definitely gonna be able to live in that next house for the next 50 years. And, that's pretty much where you just got to be able to have more endurance in maintaining, keeping that one house and keeping it organized and keeping it more entertaining for, just your sake of imagination at the time. So, other than cleaning it, that's pretty much all you have to do to maintain the house. And, keep whatever you want in your diligence, thanks to Gain, Glad, and Dawn and Rubbermaid. That's pretty much all you have to do is, make sure the trash is out, and, make sure the trash truck is coming, and, make sure you get in contact with the services out there. So, that's pretty much where you're looking at, your own depositions as far as having your own private real estate property at the time. So, it's pretty much where you're working on your private investor um, in, investments or inventory at the time. So, it's pretty much working with that Z71 Sierra 2009, and, maybe even making it even become a 2008 Sierra 2018. So, that's pretty much where you want to be able to make it a Z71, and, still have that 2018 rear symbol on there. So it has that nice growl of a sound when you take off on it. And so, that's pretty much where you're using a bigger home investment to use those corporate specifications for at least 656 pieces for 657 years at 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock p.m. for $400 a share at the time. So, it's pretty much we're using $430 actually. So, you're using $430, and, that's not the point that you wouldn't have money, but it's the point of you having money and you using it the same day, you losing it the same day. So, that's pretty much where you want to put all your money forward and use, all your guaranteed later. And, that's pretty much where you want to take that full $100 swing and, keep depositing in it, using it for, 9-month deposits at the time. So, after all that is creating a bank on EcoHerb of PMC2 squared, and, it's being able to create a bank time forever at that time. So, it's pretty much where you're using at least $98,880.89 in revenue tax that gets used with that good stuff, majority of the time for a good factor. So, it's pretty much practicing avenue to residents and, to retail property at the time. So, that's pretty much where you're using, a lot of new property that's not just 1918, but, that's really in 2018 of 2023. So, that's just being able to be more impassioned with the update of the urban fashion homes that are in Keller Williams or KB Homes or in Remax. So, it's pretty much where you're looking at, different newer style homes and newer style appliances that go onto those homes. So, however a new home is imagined, you would imagine it being in a grateful place. So, it's pretty much where you're using a grateful sake of stay to make a great imagination of environmental habitats at the time. So, at the end of the day, we in my profile, we all live like hamsters. We wait 16 hours before we go back to work. We go to work for 6 hours, get off work for 6 hours, and go back to work for the next 2 weeks, and then, get off for the next 6 weeks again. And, it's pretty much as you learning more about shares and sales at the time. And, it's pretty much what you do as you learn more about sales and shares and sales at the time. So, whatever it is that that's pretty much what you want to stick to, and, you want to upgrade it. So, it's pretty much eating bread and knowing more about, positive economical benefits that you can have as far as having more products of what you want. You want more of what you want, and, it's pretty much instead of having one slice of what you want,